Hello everyone, it's Sonny McDonald here from Leadership HQ in McDonald Inc. And today on the Leadership Lounge, we've got Renece Brewster, and we've been just offline having a beautiful chat about life, children, kittens, how fires in buildings, working ridiculous hours. So I already can tell how super authentic and humble and cool she is. She is CEO and co-founder of Visual Domain, right?
Super it is cool. Hard to say.
It isn't.
We always joke about it. It's hard to say on the phone, Visual Domain. Like, it's a tongue twister.
Visual Domain. Now, once you get it, it's cool, right? So therefore, it sticks with you. Because once you get it, it's like, and I love the fact and you would see her bio in the leadership and in the live stream, what we've put in terms of her bio and everything. But she's naturally what most entrepreneurs dream of, a keen eye for opportunity. So she's, as a teenager, she was busy purchasing op shop items. I personally love op shops. They're the best. And products from overseas, improving their marketing and selling them for a profit on eBay. I'm a bit of an eBay fan as well at 19 years old. She had enough money for a house deposit. Love your work. And this is just a snapshot of her creativity and ambition. You'll read more about her. Make sure you get onto Visual Domain. That she's now the co-founder of a company now, which is Australia's largest production company that works with leading brands as their partner in production. Wow. Okay, so I must kind of talk to you afterwards around how you can help us. So welcome to the Leadership Lounge, where we're going to be talking about leadership and entrepreneurship and courage. So how are you today?
I'm doing good, actually. I was just sharing before we got on here that I've kind of escaped to a little apartment to be solo, away from my family and responsibility. But it's not been quite a relaxing time yet. But it's going to happen today. Today is the day, so we're taking a calm mindset into the day. So far, so good.
Oh, that's really good. Well, it's surprising enough, as you said, there was a fire. Yeah, so I'm sure that you've escaped, kind of regroup, and then obviously life has kind of thrown these unexpected kind of challenges. But I suppose that's like what entrepreneurship is, right? And leadership is. You kind of have all these things thrown at you, and it's how you kind of go, okay, how am I going to overcome this, right?
Absolutely. The roller coaster is real.
So tell me, okay, so you went from eBay and you've gone now into, being the co-founder of this incredible company. What gave you that kind of courage to kind of step into that?
I think when I started Visual Domain, it was at such a unique point of my life. Like, I had been working at a job that I did really enjoy, but it had gone into administration. It was just a technology platform in the market, probably 6 months ahead of its time. It was a bit of a smartphone, not a smartphone. It was an application, a mobile website, but it was out before the smartphone. I'm showing my age here. 6 months later, the smartphone came out. Would have been perfect timing. Anyway, not to be. This company didn't work out. And the kind of opportunity for Visual Domain was sort of spinning around in my brain, but it was at such a point of time that starting a business was probably not the most ideal. Just to kind of paint a picture, I guess my husband was in a second-year carpentry apprenticeship, so the mortgage responsibilities really fell with myself. I had a toddler, so, someone else to take care of. I had never started a business before. I think that's also worth a mention. So you kind of, maybe that naivety actually put me in a good position. But I was also pregnant, and, we were about to enter a market that was not in existence. Like, this wasn't a known kind of business option of doing video production for brands at any type of scale. So what we were trying to do was really different and unique, but at the same time, I couldn't get it out of my brain, and I'd be going for job interviews and almost kind of like sabotaging them in the way, because I just wanted to start Visual Domain and get it going. So, you know, we were off, and while we were off, I was just working retail, delivering pizzas, just trying to, like, you know, we were talking about spinning plates. Like, I will spin a few plates, like it's no issue to make it happen. But it was a passion and something I just couldn't get out of my head that led me to do it. So risks aside, you just go for it.
Wow. So how long have you had Visual Domain for?
13 years now. So yeah, we just had our 13th birthday. Lucky 13.
Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about it. So tell me, for anyone that's listening or watching that's going, wow, I'd love to know more, and maybe you could help me. Tell me a little bit about Visual Domain.
So it started because we were creating, so my business partner's, his background was in television, and, you know, back when we started 13 years ago, YouTube was certainly not what it was today, but it was becoming on our radar a lot more, and we could sort of see this, you know, online video opportunity that hadn't existed. And for most brands, video marketing wasn't something they had access to, like, unless you kind of had six figures to spend, it was just out of reach for most brands. And we really thought we could change that. When we started, we focused on a single industry. And, you know, at the time, this was during the GFC, I don't know if anyone remembers, but properties weren't selling at all. So what better industry to start in than one that's really struggling? And we started in the real estate industry. And when people were selling their homes, we'd come and we'd do a little video tour of their property. And I didn't appreciate it at the time. For us, it was just a single industry to focus on, to kind of work, you know, get that scale and to get that momentum. But it was such a beautiful training environment for us, because it taught us that we had to be able to produce the content at a really low cost to make it affordable for these agents. We had to do it in a professional way, and that was by the sheer fact that the cameras at that time weren't digital. We actually recorded on tape. It doesn't feel like that long ago, but that was the time. So you needed a professional who knew how to use it. You couldn't just pull a guy off the street. And we had to do it fast. Like, we'd often get 24 hours notice before actually filming the video, and we had to deliver it within 24 hours. So it sort of compressed probably what would have been many years of learning, of just being able to do affordability, speed, and a high quality piece of content in a really kind of short time frame. And at scale, it wasn't long, and we were doing a few hundred a week. Then we spread to national. And then we worked on, about 5 years down the track, the ultimate game, which was to work outside of real estate and broaden the horizon to other industries, which is where we are now. And for our 13th birthday, we've actually just had a majority stake purchased by News Corp Australia. So we're now sort of under their umbrella, which we're really excited for. And it just, I guess, sort of widens our reach again of how many brands we can work with as their partner in production and create awesome videos, which is what we love.
Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. That is so brilliant. Wow. So, because I think, like, that visual space, like, people just love, we kind of moved and inspire from what we watch, you know, that's that kind of visual space. And I think sometimes we miss a lot of opportunities. This is why obviously we love doing the lives, because people love watching, like, you know, through our eyes and feeling that emotion and learning and growing. And that's kind of the power of visual, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like, the emotional connection you get from a piece of video content, and how memorable it can be and stay with people. You don't get that the same way with copy or even with still imagery. And I think that's what we love about it. And initially it was even just bringing that to clients who had never, like, they just felt like their business was so professional because it was in a video, and it was, you know, it was thrilling and exciting from there. And now it's just like, how can we push the boundaries more, and how can we get some really good outcomes using video that's so left of center? And that's what we love.
And so where to from here? Like, what's kind of that big hairy goal for you? Like, what's next, do you think, other than the fact you've just accomplished something amazing with News Corp, but what's next for you?
It's been a big year. I'll eventually get my little rest in. But no, I think it's now just like, how can we continue to scale it? And we always say there's three things that set us apart. One is our people, and, you know, that is the business. Like, there's no denying it. It's and we have an in-house team, which for a production company is a bit unique. Normally it's a bit more kind of freelance heavy, and we're really the opposite. We're about building our in-house team up, and I think this is what drives the growth, really. Like, it's how can we create opportunities for them, and how can we make sure they're always got that next kind of ceiling that they can chase after, and that we can offer that at Visual Domain. The other is just the wide breadth of video productions that we do. We call it the product, but really it's just a P word. But, you know, from TikTok to interactive video, personalized video, so many live streams in the past 18 months, as you can imagine. But just looking at the video space and how much it's changed and how relevant it can be for brands and the impact it can make is, I think, something really exciting. And we've seen the whole kind of journey from brands who would like do their brand video, and that would be their once a year investment, to then, okay, we'll do that, but then we'll create all these different cut down versions to go on Facebook and Instagram and whatever else. Now it's about creating bespoke content for a lot of those channels. We used to tell clients no more than 3 minutes long, it's too long. And now we're like 30 minutes, let's go for it. And we're actually keeping audiences that whole time. So just seeing those trends change and the opportunities they present is something really cool, I think. And global domination, obviously, that's also in it.
Well, isn't that just a given?
Obviously, global domination, that's the right?
So I have the same vision, you know, global domination in the leadership space. And it's interesting, you talk about live stream, right? Because we had our leadership awards. We launched them in 2019, and our whole vision around these outstanding leadership awards was to build a world of kind, courageous, and inclusive leaders. And, you know, we booked the awards here in Brisbane, and we were so excited. And then obviously COVID hit, and we kind of had to pivot. We still did it face to face, but we live streamed it, and we got hundreds of people across the globe. I think it was so powerful and so wonderful to see so many people jumping into our live stream. We kind of made it like the Oscars, right? Thinking, are people really going to be interested in joining this live stream? And we were blown away by the amount of people that watched it, the amount of people that commented on it. And I think now people, because of COVID, have wanted to connect so much more, and actually by jumping onto these kind of visual domains and channels and live streams, that we're able to share so much more about the world and our news and our stories and our inspiration. And I think, again, as you said, people are now more interested in those 30-minute now. It's like nothing, because we're so used to being online and this visual connection.
Absolutely. And you can kind of I don't know if it's a good thing, but the fact you can kind of line them up one, you know, next, the whole kind of commute from meeting to meeting just feels like a waste of time now when you can do it online. But I sit on the board of a non-for-profit called Girls in Tech as well. And we host a lot of events, and similarly, like all the real life events turn to online ones. And from these really great communities that we created locally in Melbourne and Brisbane and Sydney, like when we have one of the events, it's exactly the same. We're getting hundreds of people, even from overseas, who are joining on. And it's just, the community's grown, and it's still really like-minded and feels like close-knit of just those authentic people that are so great, but it's just so much bigger.
And that's the power of it. So I'm gonna ask a leading question, right? Because I know you're a mum, and I know this might be a bit challenging. It's like, because your business is like you being a mum or a parent, right? But what's kind of be one of your favorite kind of productions, or ones that have kind of like you've gone, wow, that's like been cool for us to work on? Like, what has been some of those productions that you're actually pretty fond of? I'm sure you're fond of all of them, but is there any that stand out?
Just for the record, we do close to 300 a week. We've done over 60,000. So
what?
You're asking a really tough question. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
so to pick a couple of favorites is actually very hard. I'm trying to think and like drawing blanks. There was I honestly think it's the ones where I think the team get have come up with an idea and have been really excited about it and are able to present it, make the impossible happen and bring it to life, and kind of gotten the result and the outcome too. We've been doing a series with like MYOB for a really long time, and there was one, they're just like insider business stories, but they're really nice and you learn so much. But the guys have just, I think, really leaned into them, and they put so much love and attention into getting the lighting right to really share a story and how they can put the edit together so that the pieces all connect and there's this beautiful motion through them. It's just the power of storytelling. Just takes what could be a very boring kind of talking head of just someone talking about their business and the challenges it's faced, and then there's a nice kind of MYOB tie-in of how it helps them. It's become these just really emotive storytelling pieces of content that I think just will stand the test of time. And yeah, it really is so hard to pick. We did a campaign recently called Get Chris to Cowra, and it was for a small town in New South Wales called Cowra.
That was awesome. Was that you?
So it's pretty cool to get Chris Hemsworth sharing one of our videos.
Can you send me the link to that again? Because where did I see that? And it was so awesome and so authentic. That was where they were in like weren't they in like a tourism centre? And
like the tourist centre, that's right.
That was actually a really awesome, that was an awesome production. You should be really proud of that.
No, and I think that's the ones where you kind of let the team do their thing, and they, and this is why we want to work as partners in production even. So we've got that opportunity to get to know the clients, where they're, what their business is like, where their challenges are, but equally where the opportunities are. And you partner that with people who do really care, passionate about their craft, and you get some really cool stuff. And it's a lot of fun.
Well, this is going to make you smile, because even I know like 60,000, that blows me away. That is really awesome. Rosemary's gone. I would love to see that as well. Please post a link. So we will, Rosemary. We'll definitely, I will definitely do that afterwards. So there you go. I've actually got a meeting today with MYOB. So isn't that interesting? That, gosh, like what a small world. I've got a meeting with them this afternoon, and out of all the organizations, and but yeah, 60,000, so amazing. So as a CEO, entrepreneur, leader, what has been some of your biggest learnings around on your journey, particularly when it comes to leadership and courage? What's been some of those key things that you've learned along the way that you feel have made a difference to where you are today?
I think, look, when we started, although I was in a leadership position, I don't think I really was aware I was in a leadership position, right? I was just trying to get the business off the ground. We were just trying to like make ends meet. It was just all that initial hustle to kind of get going. But as we started to get bigger and I think build our team and grow, that role of leadership just takes a really different lens and a different turn. And it was probably something I didn't fully take ownership of in the initial years. And I was actually out producing a video, which I don't often do, but I was even back then. And it was with a very successful business leader who was in his 70s, so older gentleman. And he was commenting that it took him till age 50 to realize that although his title is chairman, it's actually really leader. And people need a leader. And it was this kind of big aha moment that even though I don't feel like a leader all the time, or I didn't expect to be a leader, I just really loved video. I wanted to start making more of them. This role of leader is one that's actually the most important. And I think just really leaning into that then, and all the things that come with it, which is, you can't build a business alone. You've got to have people on the journey with you, and being a good leader is all about how you can kind of bring people on the journey with you. And that sometimes means being really uncomfortable in the process. But I say all the time that growth and comfort can't ride the same horse. So it's just about being continually
uncomfortable. That. Yeah. I love that quote. You should. That's an awesome saying.
I heard it somewhere else. It's not mine, but I love it too.
Well, that's leadership, right? It's about being uncomfortable. and it's kind of like that roller coaster, right? There's times where you're going to be like, whoa, this is so much fun. And then there's times you're like, oh, this is really scary, right? It's, you got to embrace that. And it sounds like you're leaving such a great legacy in terms of the impact you're making at Visual Domain. And, and it's so great to hear that you produced, that was one of your productions with the Krista was it Krista Cara?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I watched that a few weeks ago, and it was exceptional. You should be really proud of yourself. So well done you. So I'm just so proud of you.
And all the team.
Look, it is. It's such a team effort. Like you're only as great as your team, right? And it's about having a team around you that are as passionate about your mission and your vision and where you're going. So I can see you just going and just going on to even greater things. So that's so brilliant. So I know I've taken you over time. So is there anything you'd love to share or add, and also if anyone would love to kind of connect with you or reach out to you, what's the best way to do that?
Oh, LinkedIn's probably the easiest. I've got a pretty unique name. There's no other Renece Brewster, so I'm an easy one to find, but just connect on there. And I think, your network is something that's so important. Like when I did start, I didn't have a network of kind of even like-minded business. I was, in my 20s. Most of my friends were even still at uni when I started Visual Domain. So really building that network has been something that's so important. So always looking to build it more and how we can help. And yeah, I think you're constantly learning, and the more people we can kind of meet and connect with, the better.
It's so true, particularly I think today, right? I think make sure you take care of your tribe and your connections. Make sure you reach out to people, like Renece, because I can tell she's got a huge heart. And it was actually great when her and her team reached out to us about being on our live and our podcast. And so we're really thrilled to connect with you today. And if there's anything we can do to help you as well, please let us know. That it was wonderful to have you on our live and our leadership lounge today. And please just keep doing what you're doing and being an inspiration to so many people out there as well.
Oh, thank you so much. And thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your time down there. There's no more fires in your field.
There can't be any more fires. Back to reality tomorrow. This is it.
Oh, fuck. Well, enjoy your last day down there, and please stay safe. And when we're next in your beautiful part of the world, I would love to catch up for a coffee and meet you face to face and connect with you. But as I said, thank you for being such an amazing leader and inspiration. And Rosemary's just said she sent you a connection request as well. So if anyone else is watching, please reach out to her. Please check out Visual Domain. Please check, and we'll put that link in the feed so everyone can watch it, because it is an amazing. It's such a great. I must ask, did you actually get to meet Chris?
No, he's not in the video, but he shared it on his Instagram, so that's pretty good. Well, obviously, if there are any client briefs out there, anyone that wants to include Chris Hemsworth in a video that we can produce, I'll happily produce it myself. Bring it our way.
Well, it was great that he did do that. So, yeah, thank you so much again.
Cool.
And you please stay safe.
You too. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Bye.